competition, niggas switching cotton pick. Jump in the water, speed that flow, don't go with that flow, speed that flow, speed that flow, jump in that water, jump in the water, speed that flow, don't go against that flow, speed that flow, speed that flow, jump in that water, speed that flow, don't go against that flow, speed that flow, jump in that water, speed that flow, speed that flow, speed that flow, speed that flow, don't go against the dog, speed that flow, speed that flow, speed that flow, speed that flow, jump in that water, speed that flow,
Some peace on the stove top. You Dutch pot. You Dutch pot stinkers said nobody rock.
Piece up in the Dutch pot, curry chicken on the stove top. Shout out niggas from the stove top. Niggas talk us in the gunshots. My pictures look. The place run down, but it's shit from good. Shout out niggas at a court.
4 times I answered yes. I paid for that. I need the receipt. She still rips it up. Oh, she's a Latina and I'm white, so she'll smile at me and I'll just knock her teeth out. Are you fucking playing? That's the phone call.
Told my nigga Charlie we can get this
You
money.
wanna see how quickly someone get fired?
Calling no shit. We ain't calling no bitch. But I got a full clip and I better no rich. I just better a bit. And they get it with kids. You know that I
I'm calling the man to tell her ask what I told the security guard.
Charlie like Jordan, Scottie Pippen, better listen on a mission, wishing.
Why you show me this?
Beat the competition, niggas switching, cotton picking.
It's literally exactly as old veteran machine.
Never thought my city was a murder town.
Yes, cause you're dumb as baby. That's the message was sending. Of lighter to the beginning of ending. It's fucking trending on the Twitter with the things applying. Protect the line.
Jump in the water.
Niggas talking about lynching. Oh, it's okay for us talking about
speed that flow, speed that flow. Jump in that water. Speed that flow.
Is it garbage or it's not? We're gonna find out. Oh, I spent the $250, so the rest of you assholes don't have to. We're gonna find out. Oh, it says halal. It also says inspected by the USDA for wholesomeness, which is useless. Producer 6817 is the producer that chose which load will be inspected and which inspection station would inspect it. Yes, they did. If it got exported to Canada, yes, they did. I'm looking at it. Go on and tell us how good it is when you picked and chose. Now, I want to know since it's for Muslims. Yeah. Well, you've been white Muslim. I'm not white or Muslim, so we're going to find out how good this is. What else we have on this? Oh yeah, there's 65 cents federal tax on that. I'm gonna go back and ask him, is she paying the taxes for me? Why is she still working it? I'm gonna go knock a bunch of shit off shelves. What the fuck are you gonna do about it? That's what I get. Spit everywhere and knock shit on the shelf. Right, but nothing's gonna be gained if you stole it. When you owe money to inflation, or you can fire her and pay yourself to do it. No, she's gonna do it for free. You're not paying her for it. Because this nigger said so. We're gonna make up for all the things from Hindustani to here. We're gonna make up for it. We're gonna work things out. You and me. She knows how much money I bring into her store. Yes, it's a gal them with the dark skin are on the store. Why I'm not gonna run to the door with the boy. Doggy should be on the radio. Fuck you.
But when you're actually the
weakest link up is good. From the chin up.
We know how to solve them. Friends problems, we know how to solve them. Family problems, we know how to solve them.
And I see all you Cambodian niggas getting jobs because you're Cambodian people. Oh, we heard of it. Yeah, sort of. We know about Cambodia, but you second generation Canadian.
Problems, we know how to solve them. Friends problems, we know how
I noticed your chain is only this big. Yeah, because it's a fucking rough neighborhood. Security guard or not.
That's all I need.
I've been in 6 fucking stores with them almost 2 years.
Come to the family reunion last summer. Fuck you and your mama. I'm over it now. I wear the crown, respected everywhere. Bitch, you never dare. Not even coke. Who you try to provoke? End up getting choked. This is mutual, but uncontrolled.
You said the lot,
The same garbage.
fuck what you
Big
got.
knowledge.
I got it.
Bitch, I'm a problem. 30 years involved. If you cross that line, that's right. Cause I'm a psycho, a sicko with a good heart. That should been more at first, and they turned into I don't know what the fuck made my cousin Mervin MIA. Must have been y'all. Come on,
If I take 2 at a time, every time I leave the house, I'ma fill that recycling, but that's
you don't know nada. Ask mom and dad. They ain't got the answers. Getting more from strangers. Fans been holding me down. I got the truth now. Holding me down. I got the truth now.
Fuck politics, economics, Trump's politics,
Friends problems, I know how to solve them. Family problems, we know how to solve them. Friends problems, we know how to solve them. Yeah.
Hot them and hit them.
And all your
We sell the
Montreal last year, 2018. Fuck out of here, man. All I need is do my friends too. Okay, my ex-friends up there. All I need was support. Know your fucking money, know your choice. Okay, my motherfucker, I got my own shit.
Oh, Ontario's doing great. Ontario's doing great, right? We went to 260 some odd cases today. Oh, yeah, we're down to 180 cases a day. It's a little spike every 3 days. Oh, it's mostly the what? The immigrant work. Oh, no, they're not all immigrants. See, this is where we're going to get the words played with. They're transient. They're not immigrants. What the fucking BC? You should go out to BC and plant trees. But I never heard of anybody getting paid to plant trees.
Yeah.
Every fucking crack.
Shout out to my fans. I love y'all, man.
You ship them to the west.
Rockers near soon.
Well, because even the Mohawk know if you ship them to the east, the Micmac will ship them right back. The French will push them over to us. We'll push them back to the French. French go, yeah, we saw it. So push them back to the Mohawk and push right the fuck back out to the west. All you fuckers get dumped in the ocean out there. That's why they didn't bother with a sewage treatment plant. They don't need it. It's the ocean. And they proved that, and they still spent $10 billion on a sewage treatment plant. You guys are so smart. For land you don't own. Well, we better spend it on this, because that way we won't be able to give it to the Indians. Right, you get left in the skull. My mother thought she was right. She didn't know any different. So she wasn't lying or passing. She was literally thought she was right. So why wouldn't she? Look at her. She knows all the tricks. She knows them on me, eh?
Traffic and weather.
All about how to steal money from trust funds, which coincidentally, white people will not prosecute a white person for stealing trust funds. Well, especially now we go, oh, well, he's a half-breed nigger lover kid. Aren't you the nigger lover, Mom?
Good afternoon.
No, you're a negress, right. My bad, Mom. My bad. Thanks for the sickle cell.
Debating as Toronto City Council meets for another virtual meeting today with the topic of defunding police or changing the way police do things on the top of the agenda.
A big spike in COVID-19 cases in Ontario as temporary workers at agri-farms are extensively tested. Most of the new illnesses are in the Windsor-Essex region.
Should wearing a mask in
Oh,
public
we got the ingredients in Arabic.
GTHA. That's exactly what all the mayors
Islamic
and
Services of
regional
America,
chairs are trying to figure
Iowa,
out today.
since 1975, USA, I guess that's where this came from.
Federal officials
Probably.
released new modeling that shows new cases
Zwannenberg,
and deaths are on the
Holland. Hold on a
decline.
second.
But warnings remain about an explosive second wave if we get complacent. We could find out as early as today where the Blue Jays will hold training camp as a former NFL MVP signs with the
Oh, it
Patriots.
comes right up.
Sports of 15.
Oh, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good.
152 points. The Dow surging 434. The Loonie is up
Surging 400 points. Are you on drugs?
Suspension of all of its flights.
Do you not do this job every day? Oh, it comes in an aluminum tin.
News time 101.
We're never buying this again. You got 2 strikes against the USA and aluminum.
This report is brought to you by AGM
Subsidiary of Zwannenberg, Holland.
Looking at a new problem on the
You think the
eastbound
Dutch
Gardner. It's east
have
of
good
Dufferin.
relations
The right lane
with
is blocked because of a
Muslims?
stalled vehicle. So it's
Wow.
getting jammed up on the eastbound Gardner from Jameson to
Wow.
east of Dufferin.
You might want to
Heading up
check
northbound
France,
Don
the UK first. Red jersey. Oh, no, they're not riding in the streets in Amsterdam. You know why? Because they don't let them in the country.
To a single lane, so there's about a 3-kilometer back of getting through that. Use westbound Highway 2 instead. And it's quite heavy into Mississauga, westbound 401 from approaching Huron, Ontario, and the collectors to west of Mavis. Eastbound on the 401, a couple of slow spots, busy from Winston Churchill to Mavis, and then straight again as you're approaching Kipling to the 400 Express and collectors.
Fucking garbage. There's no way to get it out the can. Thanks, buddy. Oh, it's Islamic. You're the good capitalist Muslim, right? You're gonna show we can make the money without really stealing from them. I don't get meat out of a can, you fucking asshole. Muslims are the poorest out of the majority of the world. Yes, they are. There's some very rich Muslims with lots of wealth. But out of the majority of the population, oh yeah, there's a side effect of being the biggest religion. Right. Well, it's not Christianity because there's 30,000 denominations.
Turn your bathroom into a beautiful space for just $2.90 a month. For a free video consultation,
good rip-off Muslim. Way to go, buddy.
And now with the
way to go. You got a Dutchman telling you no. Anything Holland is bad for Dutchman people and Muslims. It is. Made instead of aluminum. That's 2 strikes. Can't blame you for going to the U.S. instead of Canada. But
downtown Toronto, we've got sunshine. It's 27 degrees. It feels like 30. It's 16 news time. 103.
Councilors meeting virtually today to discuss a motion that calls for significant changes to the way policing is done in this city. It comes amid a revolution across North America, sparked by the death of George Floyd in police custody.
680's Moment Qureshi joins us live with the latest from
it's halal. That don't mean nothing to do with the diet. Halal and organic are 2 different things. Mechanically separated chicken, water, modified potato starch. That's hydrolyzed potato starch. That's MSG. That's right. Salt contains 2% or less. Is that daily value or 2% total? Sodium phosphates, spices, brackets, mustard, hydrolyzed corn protein, paprika, natural flavorings. What's mustard? Sodium erythorbate, dextrose. That's sugar. Sodium nitrate. You put synthetic sugar in there.
They're good people.
You know, brown skinned people, Muslims, and black people. I always talk about all the sugar white people put in food, eh?
But there's a small group of bad apples out there causing trouble, lighting trucks on fire, smashing windows, and getting mixed up in organized crime. That ends now.
Fuck you, buddy!
Our mayors, industry leaders, the police chiefs, and OPP.
You're gonna do what?
I know they're doing everything they can to bring the criminals to justice and keep our roads safe.
Oh, this is more of your
I
humor.
especially want to thank Chief Saunders and his team at Toronto Police Services.
Oh, for 37 years we've been trying to arrest Dougie and couldn't do it.
11 of these bad guys.
And me
I also
couldn't
want
do
to
it.
thank York Regional Police
You never got
for
me
their
nothing I did.
successful bust
No,
in
you
May
didn't. No, you didn't.
called
Go check
Project
the record.
Platinum.
Including all the shit you added and the stuff you took off, you still doesn't cover anything I do.
Over
And that weapons
40
prohibition is
illegal
fun.
firearms
Doesn't apply to
and
Canadian
drugs off our
forces.
streets. It's a good start.
Illegal. Doesn't apply to
We
Canadian
keep going.
forces or
These turf
a whole
wars
bunch of
are
things.
totally unacceptable.
The ban is
There's no place
it's
for that
not
kind of
illegal. You
activity
can't just
in our
put a
cities and our
25-year
province
ban on somebody's
and our
record out of the
highways.
blue, eh? No, you can't.
To all the bad actors out there, my message is very clear.
It doesn't line up with the court dates either. When was it put
We're
on?
coming for you, and we'll catch you, and we will lock you up. And our government is going to do everything in
It's
our
him
power
threatening Mark.
to support our law
Mark, you got
enforcement
24 hours
heroes
to change
in
left, bro.
bringing these criminals to justice. So today, I'm here to announce the creation of a new task force to strengthen provincial oversight of the towing industry. This provincial task force will work with our police, industry, and municipal partners. We will hold them
There's
accountable.
no
We
such
will
thing as the
increase
towing
enforcement,
industry.
strengthen consumer
What the fuck are you
protections,
talking about?
and improve industry standards.
If I pull over up my buddy's side of the road, you
I'll
can't
turn
say
it over
shit.
to Minister Mulroney in a moment to provide more details. But I just want to say, this is about sticking up for
Minister
all the
Mulroney, my
law-abiding
bad.
people who work
I think
in
it's
our
his
tow
daughter
truck
or something.
industry.
They don't mention it.
And it's about
It's
sticking
a
up for
GST.
everyone on our roads.
It meets like a chord.
We know the system is in need of reform, and we want to work together to find
This is
solutions.
disgusting.
We're laying the groundwork now for building a better, stronger industry
This is
that puts
disgusting,
customers
man.
first, provides quality service, and continues to keep our roads and highways safe. As we reopen the province, we need everyone to be playing on Team Ontario to ensure a strong
Are
recovery.
you stupid?
Thank
So
you.
now's the time to
Because
fuck with the
people
tow
in
truck
Ontario.
drivers, right?
Now I'll pass it over to Minister Miller.
Oh, because there's a bunch of young new ones. They'll take the work if we pull the old ones off the road, and they'll get fucking shot by underage kids.
Good afternoon, everyone.
It's like, yo, Dougie, you live in the Rex. Everybody knows where you live, stupid. Cracking down on shit's a bad idea, buddy. Hey, I ain't threatening shit. I'm gonna go kick the door in on the dollar store. For being racist. I give a fuck what happens to this dummy.
Anyone who's ever had their vehicle break down on the side of a busy road knows how stressful it can be.
Oh, it's so stressful not maintaining your shit. You know, in Japan, they don't have
You
tow
need a tow
trucks.
immediately. And like everyone who uses our roads and our highways, our government is deeply concerned with the continued incidents of violence and criminal activity in the towing industry.
But it's not in the towing industry. The media said that, and the municipal police said that. You're claiming to be the province regulating something that's not provincial.
And everyone who uses our highways. Enough is enough. The current model is
It's
inconsistent
disgusting.
from
I
one
can't eat that.
municipality to the next.
It's American. It's full
And
of
it's not
fucking
working.
hormones and pesticides
And
and
that's
shit.
why, under the leadership of Premier Ford,
The only additive
our
you don't
government
have in the
is
U.S. we
stepping
have
in
up here is
to
MMT.
improve provincial oversight and to shut down criminal activity in the towing industry. We've formed a task force that will develop a provincial oversight model that strengthens safety.
Knowing that everybody in the province knows this is rooted at the city level of the city of Toronto. Everybody knows that.
Is led by the Ministries of Transportation and the
So 1
Solicitor
year, the
General.
number 5 and
And it
number 6
includes
bidders on the 5
representatives from
contracts
4
that the
other
city gives
ministries
out for parking
and the
enforcement get
Ontario
the exact
Provincial
same
Police.
price. And
Nous
city
avons
said, oh,
formé
that's
une équipe de
suspicious.
travail qui
And
élaborera un
caught the
modèle
city in its own
de
investigation of
responsabilité.
fucking organized criminality. Right, Dougie?
Améliorera les normes
Good
de
choice of
la sécurité au
words.
blocage.
Let's Mark
Ce
know you've
groupe
been
de
listening to
travail,
him.
qui est déjà réuni
In
2
other
fois,
words,
est
watching you in
dirigé
your
par
dumb
les
fucking
ministères du
house.
Transport et du Solliciteur Général. Il comprend aussi des représentants de 4 autres ministères et de la police provinciale de l'Ontario. Once the task force has developed proposals for discussion and comment, it will be consulting with industry, municipalities,
The
and public
policier,
safety experts.
the gendarmerie,
Safety is
you're going to
always
pretend
our
you fucking know
government's top
French?
priority.
When did you take
And the
it?
interests
In
of
private
drivers
school.
are another priority.
Right, after the
And
age
that's
of
why
what,
the task force
14?
is
You're
also
not good at
considering
it.
ways of cracking down on insurance
She
fraud,
made like 3 mistakes.
pending the first on-the-scene policy, exploring opportunities for insurance
Maybe she
savings,
didn't. I think she
as
did.
well as clearing our highways
She's pretending to be from here.
to prevent hours-long lane reductions in traffic for minor crashes. However,
That was your law. Whoa, hold on. Lane reductions is your law to pull over to the left if you see flashing lights.
and right now,
Oh,
with the
that's only a
incidents
year
that we are
old.
seeing month
Oh.
after month, it's clear that we have work to do. As soon as we receive the task force recommendations, we will be moving forward quickly to act on solutions and make sure our roads and our highways are safe for drivers and for responsible, law-abiding tow truck operators. En ce moment, avec les incidents que nous voyons mois après mois, il est clair
Them
que
young
nous avons
small
du travail
niggas
à
pop
faire.
off of me.
Dès que nous aurons
Oh,
reçu les recommandations du groupe de travail, nous
yeah.
nous
You're
empresserons
not
de trouver
listening.
des
This is
solutions
beyond your control. They let it go this far,
sécuritaire pour les conducteurs et pour les remorqueurs.
knowing there would be a crackdown, bro. They don't give a
And
fuck.
with that, I'll
Y'all
turn it
get
over to
shot.
Solicitor General Jones. Merci.
All these laws you coming up with ain't gonna apply to you or your fucking people, because you all gonna end up getting shot. Watch.
Thank you, Minister Mulroney.
Oh, I'll be
Good
parked at
afternoon,
the side of the
everyone.
road next to my big
Truck
truck. They
drivers
won't
are
fly
vital
by and
to
hit you with a
keeping
machine
Ontario
gun.
The towing industry
Or
clears our
slow
highways
right
after an
down to
accident.
10 clicks and
Supports
go and take all. You
enforcement
think
of
they can see
parking
license
laws
plates on
along
those
our crowded
cameras?
city streets.
Not the new
And
ones.
responds when Ontarians call for help. But they are operating in an industry that lacks oversight, structure, and where too many criminals are making their own rules.
Really?
A spike in violence within the
Right.
industry, including instances of
A
corruption,
spike in violence, including incidents of corruption,
is a threat to Ontario
in an industry that's been regulated for 55 fucking years or some shit.
This is
All of a
dangerous
sudden,
turf war.
oh, it's a spike in violence, the ongoing for years, spike in violence.
I would like to thank police services for working together to respond to this growing threat. They've been instrumental in bringing this issue to the government's attention. When Ontarians are stranded on the side of the road, they need to know their calls will be answered by tow truck operators who act safely,
Hey,
ethically,
you make Second
and within
Harvest
the law.
deliver at a different time than the garbage trucks are picking up?
The task
Seriously.
force will help us determine tougher standards for the
I'm
industry
joking.
and shut down criminal activity that puts Ontarians in danger on our roadsides. We are standing up for Ontarians
responsible tow truck owners and operators. You
No,
work
you're not.
hard to provide an important public service, and we will not let you be intimidated
No, they
by
don't.
criminals.
Tow trucks are not emergency roadside assistance. Those are two different things.
Of our economy here in
Half those
Ontario.
vehicles are
The
cars.
task force will ensure that the
Wow,
industry
you
has
are
stronger
fucking
oversight
blind.
So that crime does not pay.
And most of the tow trucks, that's right, have nothing to do with emergency roadside
We'll go to
assistance.
the phone
That
line
is
for questions.
correct.
First question. First question comes from Sean Jeffords from the Canadian Press.
Hi, Sean.
Good afternoon, Premier. A question for you today about
Indians.
COVID-19 cases in Windsor, Essex, and the
Immigrants.
spike in numbers we've seen today and yesterday when it comes to the agri-food sector. The case counts now in Windsor, Essex are at their highest since the start of the pandemic, and I wonder if now that the increased testing is going on in farms, that this shows that the extent of the problem is actually much larger than the province really knew about, and what it's going to do about it now that we're seeing all of these increased tests.
Well, I'll tell you, I first want to congratulate our testing team. I want to thank the farmers. I want to thank the workers and OMAFRA as well. We've all come together. I had a great conversation with both mayors of Kingsville and Leamington over the weekend. They're doing a great job. Want to work hand in hand with us. So I just want to give the shout out to the two mayors there.
Dougie,
And,
you're not
we're
racist.
on
Both
the
of them are, and they
roundtable
both
today
know you're not
to put
racist.
this into
Guess what?
perspective.
You didn't see
Out of
shit.
the, I believe there's 265 cases, 175 of them tested positive. We went on one farm with 450 workers, and again, 175 tested positive. We're working the Niagara region. Next, they're up the bat, and then we're going to finish off Leamington and Essex area as well. We have a great team up there. They're working. Everyone's working together, and we're going to make sure that we're doing everything in our power to resolve these cases as quickly as possible.
And Premier, by way of follow-up, the medical officer of health has also mentioned that there's a practice amongst a number of farms in the region where recruiters will bring workers from farm to farm, and that this could also be potentially spreading the virus across different farms. This same practice was going on in long-term care, where workers were working in multiple homes. Why did the province not learn from that?
Hey, white boy, you've been told about it for decades and waited till now to bring it up, so you're not really our friend either.
Well, first of all, we're reaching out to all the farmers. We're getting a list of these recruitment agencies. Some are, we found out, some are fly-by-nighters and just trying to make a quick buck.
Recruitment
So,
agencies. That's like immigration
And we
consultants.
have, I believe
Don't give your money to an immigration consultant in Canada. They're all thieves. They will never process. Once they get money from you, your paperwork will never get processed because you might show up and get your money back off. They'll never do it. Don't ever give them money. They won't work with you without you sending the money first. They're not real.
In their best interest.
Pay you later when you get here, right? Right? That makes sense. If they can really get you everything they promised, but they can't.
Well, stepping up, jumping in there for their federal
This is
inspectors
disgusting,
that can inspect the bunkhouses, but they're also paying for the hotels and motels that we're putting these folks up in. So everyone's working on all three levels, and we'll tackle this like we've tackled everything else. With the cooperation of the people of Ontario, we're going to tackle this as well.
Next question. Next question comes from Lucas Meyer from News Talk 1010. Please go ahead.
Hi, Lucas.
Good afternoon, Premier. First question is actually about the tow truck association. I'm just wondering if you can expand a little bit on the timeline and how this is going to develop. Do you have any benchmark dates for when exactly you'd like,
He doesn't even have the jurisdiction to have the purview to write the mandate, which hasn't been written yet.
Yeah, I'll pass this to either the Minister of Transportation or Solicitor General.
Because he doesn't know which one. Neither one is jurisdiction. No, they don't. There's no crime involved. It's not
Thank you, Lucas.
a provincial matter.
The task force, as I indicated, has been struck and has
Which one
already
is she?
met 2 times. So they're going to continue to work
They've met
and meet
twice.
over the
Wow.
next few weeks.
I've met Costies twice and have spent more money than all. You know, you don't even.
To myself and to the Solicitor General towards the end of July. We want to take those recommendations and then conduct stakeholder consultations. So with industry, with municipalities, with law enforcement. So we're going to do that over the month of August, and then look at those recommendations following. And we hope to be able to bring in legislation or regulatory amendments as required this fall.
Thank you. And Premier, for you, and this is a economy-related question. Lots of businesses, obviously, in Peel Region, Toronto, that have only been able to open up for a little bit after going into stage 2. It could take a while for them to get back to some sense of normalcy. I know you halted or reversed evictions on the commercial side from May to August, but I mean, I just saw a note from a Waterloo-based business which has various franchises, and they just heard another 2 of their locations are going to be closing up. So I'm curious if the government is working on any other financial supports for small businesses that currently can't open and are at risk of going bankrupt before stage 3, whenever it arrives, or have you basically...
Whenever it arrives, it's easy. Whenever it arrives.
You know, hang in there.
White guys, entitled.
No, I know.
I'm not racist, but you are self-entitled.
They can't just hang in there. I talk to small businesses, large businesses on a daily basis, numerous businesses across the...
Dougie, how do we make money like your businesses make money without the cops bugging us?
Extend the rent program for another 30 days. I'm in favor of that. So far, we've had almost 10,000 people take us up and the federal government up on that offer. I'd like to see more people take us up on that offer. But on a daily basis, it's very fluid changes, and where we see people need help, we're going to continue to help them on all aspects. Our main goal is number one, health of the people of Ontario. But very close to that is the economy. We have to get the economy going. We have to cut the red tape and all the regs that go along with, for instance. No matter if we're building infrastructure, which we have to start moving forward on infrastructure. We're working well with the federal government for their infrastructure funds, but we can't take 4 to 6 years to build a building. No matter if it's a long-term care building or if it's a company that wants to employ 1,000 people, because if it's a company that wants to employ 1,000 people, they're going down south of the border.
Wuhan did it in 10 days. These motherfuckers here 6 months. These assholes here pouring concrete in the winter 2 years.
The old way of doing business.
The rental buildings are better built than the condos will stay out.
But there's more efficient ways of doing approvals.
We built the whole thing in one summer. Fucking summer, spring to fall. Warm. Yeah, warm.
Years to get an approval.
It's okay to pour concrete in the winter. Sure it is. Any building's 100 years old. We'll pour it in the winter.
We're all in agreement. We have to start.
Not. So we don't know if what you're saying is true.
Getting companies to move forward and other infrastructure projects to move forward and put people back to work.
Next question.
Next question.
Next question comes from Molly Hayes from the Globe and Mail. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Containers.
The towing task force. Minister Mulroney mentioned the inconsistency of the existing municipal licensing system. I understand that specific plans are still...
There's no inconsistency in the municipal, like, wow. Go and try to get one, you lying whore. You know, it's easy to get the provincial, the MTO, articulated Z endorsement license. Yeah. You don't ever have to drive a truck to get your truck license. Oh, you don't talk about that, do you? Because that was a problem that was real that got fixed. This one's fake and won't get fixed.
Oversight of the towing industry.
Dougie's turning into a politician.
From stakeholders on this issue, and that includes provincial licensing. The task force will provide recommendations and will continue to consult with industry, but we are certainly going to be consulting on the issue of provincial licensing.
It's not going to happen.
Okay, thank you. For you, what is the intention around the current first on state?
If the municipalities have to say no to $10,000 a year, yeah, per head, no, they're not going to do it. There's thousands of those motherfuckers. Tens of millions easily.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Molly. Could you repeat the first part of your question?
Sure, sorry. I'm asking about the intention around the first to seen policy. I'm wondering if it's your government's intention to ultimately do away with that, as many stakeholders say it's sort of the basis for the chasing segments of the towing industry.
Well,
First,
absolutely.
no, they'll never get rid of that because you're clearing the King's Highway, stupid.
To the violence, and to reducing people's sense of safety.
They're getting shot, not for the fucking scoops on the side of the road, but for contracts.
That we will be looking at as part of the task force's work.
What gives a fuck about who's stopping at the side of the road? If they're bad roads in your neighborhood, of bad things happening in your neighborhood, for that to work out in your favor. Never works out in your favor.
Question for you in light of the debate at Toronto City Hall right now about proposed 10% funding cut to the Toronto Police Service. Wondering how the province would react to this. Would you consider anything such as stepping in to try to stop that kind of a thing from happening, given what you said before?
He cut city council in half to save 10% of $1.2 billion. Before COVID. That's what John's so upset. He's gone. I'm the white guy that's going to take your little scruffy ass to court. You didn't do it, did you, Joe? You're gone, aren't you, Joe? Just like mine. Oh, I got a crooked black cop on my side. I'll be fine. This white boy's going to be gone.
I just feel that, yes, do we need more support on training? Absolutely, we need more support on training. Do we need more support when it comes to mental health issues, doing calls and getting people in there, which we have already on a lot of different jurisdictions that the Solicitor General can speak on. I know we have it up in Barrie and a few other areas, but we want to be there to support them. We don't believe in overruling any municipality. That's their jurisdiction, and we'll work with them. But I think it's absolutely critical.
You mean all the cities saying, no, we want to license it ourselves.
Making the calls, because when people call 911, they expect the police to be there, not to be waiting because they only have 3 cars all in downtown driving around one night. And by the way, that's not exaggeration. Sometimes it's 3, 4 cars in the complete downtown.
How do you know, Dougie?
That's unacceptable.
How do you know, Dougie?
98%.
What's your interest in watching the cops, Dougie?
Police officers, and you can't.
Oh, but when I say I don't see them for 3 weeks at a time, oh, he's just talking.
With any organization,
the Premier just said it.
You know, you might have a few bad apples, but we're going to get rid of the bad apples, and I'll pass the balance over.
We're going to make vinegar out of them. Dumb fuck. You're so dumb. You're trying to play 2 ways to the middle. It ain't going to work, bro. You get shot by Somali. Why? You relocates don't give a fuck. They know evil when they see it. You sold your soul. They're going to fuck this guy. They ain't got no patience.
Intervention, and when
they pop off at me, they will definitely pop off at your fat, white, non-French speaking ass. Just let a little bit of patois slip like your brother did. Your head will be all over the goddamn wall, bro.
Police Services Board ultimately makes
fucking basketball in a fucking ghetto school. So ain't got
that as a government, as a province, we fully support and intend to continue to support our police services. Thank you.
Another question that actually touches on the city of Toronto specifically. There have been
white boy, you sound upset.
Suspected opioid-related overdose deaths in the last couple of months.
Oh, you wanted more police and something to do with the opioids.
That new efforts such as state supply, on harm reduction.
How about the fact that all these drugs are perfectly legal already? Heroin and cocaine are prescription drugs here, so is PCP, ketamine. Fentanyl started as a prescription drug. Oh, so did the bennies and methamphetamine. Yep, that's a prescription drug. Every single one of them started as a prescription drug. Oh, that's what the evil came in. No, every single one of them had a concerted effort for more than 10 years by white people to fuck black people up on them, and then they made it illegal. Every single one of them.
Today's spike in cases in the Windsor, Essex agri-food sector. There are concerns that are practiced amongst
but they couldn't convince anybody that horses and cats were going to rise up in favor of black people.
With workers in long-term
it makes no sense. It makes sense for humans and not cats and dogs. You see what's wrong with you?
Now, we go to the 680 Business Center. And live at the Business Center, we have Irene Breckles.
Oh, ignorant heart. Thank you.
This just into 680 News. Cirque du Soleil, whose aerobatic shows have been altered by COVID-19, has filed for creditor protection while it develops a plan to restart.
We knew that a month ago.
And in other news,
we knew that a month
ago.
ago.
The suspension of all of its flights until the end of August. The airline had previously planned to resume flying on July 29th. Porter's chief executive says the ability to successfully relaunch service is directly tied to the lifting of travel restrictions. He adds Porter believes it is getting closer to a time when people can travel more freely, and the airline is optimistic that key border closures and mandatory quarantines will begin easing. The airline is waiving change and cancellation fees on all fares booked between today and August 31st. Porter stopped flying on March
they're not going out of business.
As travel restrictions due to the pandemic ramped up
and
caused a sharp drop in demand.
No, that's not what happened.
On the market, still a sea of green. Now the TSX has backed away.
What happened? They own all their planes. Yeah, I did just say they own all their planes. All they got to pay is this rental fee for where they're parked. That's all they got to pay. Oh, everybody else is trying to figure out how to stop their shit from getting repossessed and creditor interest payments. They own all their planes. They own the fuel in the tanks of the planes. These other airlines own the fuel in the tanks, but not the plane itself. That's right. If it gets repossessed, the repossessor is going to burn off all that fuel flying home with your plane. Well, it's not your plane anymore. It belongs to the bank. You ever see a repo like that? Them niggas is crazy. You know what someone will do when you're about to take $10 million of property from them that they think they'll just get away? Oh, it's just a bank thing. What are they going to come take it? Yeah, they will come take it. And you are as crazy as we are. We'll disconnect the brakes or some shit. Oh, yeah, you're going to start out on that runway. You are going to finish taking off because you ain't going to be able to stop. Oh, yeah, we do some bad things. You wouldn't think of cutting the brakes on an airplane, would you? You'd do something else. Yeah, but you're dumb. They can't compete with all these other airlines that keep undercutting the price even though it's not sustainable. Well, they're doing that just to try and outlast the other 15,000 fucking businesses that can't compete in the airline industry. 29 airlines went bankrupt last year, before COVID. You really think that they're going to fucking stay in business this year? Based on what? The only one that owns all their planes is Porter, or West is Porter, right? That's why they're giving you plans till August 29th. They're not even kidding. They're 1st of July, 2 months from now, whatever. The businesses that are at the airports going, well, what the fuck? They're not paying us rent, but we are paying rent to the airport. But, I mean, who's going to get evicted? Nobody. Because who's going to take their spot? Nobody. So, all they got to do is wait. Repossess how? You got to give up a percentage of your money to repossess. Then you got to have somewhere to take the plane. And then what are you going to do with it? Exactly. So leave it there. Can't repossess it because they own it. Well, you can take it out of the property that you own, but you don't own it because you have to pay the right. Supporters going to outlast all these other motherfuckers. Watch. Oh, but WestJet is owned by its employees. Yeah, because airline stewardesses are the smartest investors in the world. They know how to run a business, right? They know all about insurance and landing fees and all that. That's right, you pay to land. If you land, you must pay. Period. Oh, that's a little thing when an airplane has to cut short. It's not a little thing, it's a big expense. Because they don't do nothing but fake police cars and regulating police. Oh, we're going to do something about tow trucks. Because why? Oh, because everybody deserves to have a safe... Okay, hold on. They're shooting at each other, not the customers. Oh, well, there's all these delays from closing up lanes. That's your law that did that. So where the fuck the tow truck drivers come into this? Oh, all the shootings are being done by young offenders that I can't even get a driver's license.
The mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the screws, but they ain't a fucking screw up. I have a few screws and most people don't. I'm a crazy little bastard, fool, criminal, savage through and through. For my warrior, I have known the game that I was shown. I keep to my own. I got a ill temper in a very short fuse. The patience that I got, you don't want me to lose. I'm known to blow up. I'm known for destruction. I'm known for the wicked. The wickedness of the blood in my veins. And the ways I'll never change. I'm slowly going insane. She keeps fucking with my brain. I'm lost in the sauce. Can't find my way out. I'm from a small town and we don't fuck around. You can hate all you want. Shit ain't gonna stop me. I'm stomp up and down the block and keep on romping. I'm romping and rolling and romping. This hype boy, that's the shit.
I keep making minor mistakes. I bought carnation milk instead of the no-name brand milk. Oh yeah, a whole 30 cents different. I'm upset. Oh, I know why. The no-name brand was stacked up and I grabbed behind, back to it, and it still didn't click what I just did. Oh, 40 cents difference. That's going to for it. Because I made $19.10 2 days ago. I paid $19.90 today. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to remember that for fucking ever. 80 cents. No, I'm not. Because that shit used to be $3.99. Fuck that. $3.29 for that little thing of milk.
Yeah.
Walmart and Metro. Yeah, they did the business.
Thinking about taking you on, me and you, shorty, yeah, finna get it on. I'm hot, when I do my thing. You hot,
Oh, that's what I want to hear a dude talking about horny and stuff. Cadillac Ron! Wow, that should have hurt. It really should have hurt.
Slow rise, drop it. Yeah. Low rise records, baby. FDL, OWRYZE. Making MCs praise, bitch, believe me. You can only wish to do the things that we do in 306. Stand up if you feeling the mood. FDL, OWRYZE. Making MCs praise, bitch, believe me. You can only wish to do the things that we do in 306. Stand up if you're feeling the mood. It's like a movie, how I do it, steady pursuing this fictional plot.
Is live from Lakeshore and Windermere with more, including reaction to this proposal. Mark.
Yeah, that's right, Sarah. Mandatory masks in
Remember,
public.
2 years ago they were going on about making burkas illegal.
They're tackling that touchy subject right now in a video conference meeting that's being hosted
In Canada, where it gets minus 45 plus wind chill. Oh, yeah, these idiots really fucking
for making masks mandatory.
I'm for masks everywhere except in parks, but I do wear a mask whenever I go inside anywhere.
Because you never know. You
What?
want to make sure you're protected. You make sure you're protecting others. If you
cars?
get into a situation where you're too close, then you make sure you have the protection you need. It's just that it's
Protection you need. It's not protecting
to
you.
enforce that common sense.
I know, but some using that, so I don't get fucking shit because I got to compromise the music. So it's only a minor improvement. I know. But all my respiratory droplets collect here, get soaking wet, and that's going to catch every little piece of particulate matter you try spitting at me. Yes, it will. It's ghetto, but it works. Ask
The
the
TTC
GM
will soon be starting a
about
policy of mandatory masks for their
I mean,
passengers, with the
Detroit.
rather
Ask
odd
Detroit.
exception of no one being denied travel if they do not a mask. City of Kingston, they just began mandatory masks after a COVID-19 spike linked to at least one nail salon. Reporting live, I'm Mark Douglas.
Well, the province is
Wasn't
reporting
that the
more
one
than
you said?
200 cases of COVID-19 today, but one region accounting for more than double anyone else. 680's Caitlin Lee joins us live with the latest from Premier Doug Ford. Caitlin.
Yes, got 177 of the new 257 cases of COVID-19 being reported in Ontario today are in Windsor, Essex. It comes after a testing blitz of temporary workers in southwestern Ontario. 27,000 tests were completed on Sunday in the province, a good number of them in Leamington and Kingsville, where several outbreaks are happening at farms. That's the only area of the province still stuck in stage 1. Premier Doug Ford was asked about a crackdown on people traveling from farm to farm, working for multiple operations. He said they're looking at the recruitment agencies involved.
Some are, we found out, some are fly-by-nighters.
You're supposed to check is a recruitment agency, you moron.
We're going to put an end to that. And
we're going to put an end to something we don't regulate because it's out of our purview.
There's been
federal stupid.
Given to some of the farmers.
The recruiters. They're not called immigration consultants no more. They're called recruiters.
And,
International undocumented recruiters. Fucking moron.
There are just 80 COVID-19 cases being reported in the rest of the province. Toronto Public Health reporting an unusual figure today, -4. That comes as they correct some duplicate entries into the system. Reporting live.
Oh, so you take those off the next day, but you can't. Oh, that's funny when you have a spot
against COVID-19. That's the message from the Prime Minister and health officials as the feds release new modeling for this pandemic. Here's our Parliament Hill reporter, Cormac McSweeney.
The numbers are looking good as the country continues to try and stop the spread of COVID-19. Chief Public Health Officer Dr. Teresa
You know what they didn't answer? How many actual cases were there? And how many duplicates got taken off?
The number of new cases, hospitalizations, and deaths are declining.
Oh, these assholes are going to be running low. It's -4.
The incidence rates have steadily declined in all age groups, though the decline has been relatively slower in younger age groups.
The modeling estimates there will be as many as 108,000 cases countrywide by July 12th and as many as 8,800 deaths.
Yeah, their immune system is just learning. So it's learning on a virus to mutate.
So the growth is slowing, but we're not out of the woods yet. And Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says we can't get complacent.
As we start to reopen parts of the economy, we must continue to follow local public health guidelines to keep each other safe.
Officials warn if we reopen too quickly or carelessly, then we could see an explosive second wave. Trudeau points to a spike in cases in the U.S. as an example of why we need to maintain our protective measures and restrictions. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
Well, the Ford government is announcing a provincial task force it's hoping will end the violent tow truck turf war. Here's Premier Doug Ford.
Right. Provincial
wars are totally unacceptable. There's no place for that.
No, your MTO guys pretending that they have the right to audit whatever audit means a tow truck.
My message is very.
That's why they've been told not to near the tow trucks ever again without the police presence, because they will get shot at because they are attempting to rob someone. And they work for you, Dougie. And you can pretend all you want. Nobody passes these messages on to you, but every fucking thing I mention, the next day you mention. Oh, you've got the same lack of discipline everybody else does.
680 News. Last night's BET Awards not only celebrated excellence in blacklet entertainment.
Blacklet? What is blacklet? Lead? Lead? There's no black people in charge of BET. There's no black music. There's half white. There's 3/4 whites. There's half white, 3/4 white singers, and that's it. There's a whole shitload of gay people telling you that's what black is. It's gay, so you won't reproduce. Oh, all the Planned Parenthood is targeted at African Americans. Everything to do with sickle cell says, oh, don't have sex with anybody ever. Right. Because sickle cell's bad for survival. Now, there's so goddamn much of it in. Everywhere there's white people spreading disease, the sickle cell just lasts longer than everybody else. So parasites, they don't tolerate and do it.
Ça se peut encore des forgerons, vous avez 24 ans, vous m'avez dit? Exactement, 24 ans. J'ai commencé la forge il y a à peu près 4 ou 5 ans maintenant. J'étais instructeur de survie pour les cadets. Puis j'étais pas content des photos que j'achetais.